A few months ago, they had 2 minutes remaining, 2 tries in the last 2 minutes, 8 in all, and then Gareth O'Brien plonked over a 50-metre drop goal in the very first minute of extra time. James Child is the match referee. He's waiting for us, waiting for the players to get into position to get this game underway, and it should be a closely fought contest. Salford desperate to get their season up and running. Huddersfield want 2 in a row at the start. And so here we go. Gareth O'Brien gets us underway. Briley is the man underneath it. A big drive coming in from that man, Seb Ikehifo.
Every carry, it looks like he's been shot out of the cannon. He's certainly a player who gets them going forward, as does this man, Akumatai. Said devastating with the ball going forward. Probably what Salford need to do is take some energy away from them, get some traffic going around them when they are carrying the ball.
Sam Rapira missed last week, back in the side because Simons is out and injured. Dale Ferguson back at Huddersfield. He was at Bradford last year. So many Bradford Bulls now plying their trade elsewhere. They've had a dreadful time of it, of course, of Odsal. And well, Ferguson was one of the men who is here at Huddersfield now. Danny Brough, though, with the first kick of the night. It goes high into the air. This is spiralling everywhere. Big test. Well claimed by Justin Carney. And Carney has the strike power to strike from deep. That's good defence from Cudjoe.
And that's a good example. Brian Carney asked me before the match started, how do you shut Danny Brough down? Well, you take his time away, control that play of the ball, and make sure he's under pressure. Now, as it happened, Justin Carney, he caught that ball, but my word, when they go up, they're spiraling all over the place. It is a lottery.
And with the wind that's spiralling around the John Smith Stadium tonight, it is a lottery. You're absolutely right, Barry. This is Lee Mossop, who of course was at Wigan last year. Former Wigan teammate. Logan Tompkins at dummy half. Gets the ball away to Craig Kopjak. Quick play the ball. Tompkins to Dobson. Dobson, well, he nearly fumbled that. That ball sliced off his outside of the boot. Hit the knees. Hacked forward by Dobson. Not a bad kick in the end, but it does run dead in goal.
Kick pressure on Dobson, that was the difference. He was hurried into that kick. It was a bit of a scuff. They try and pass it back and make the most out of it, and it was just a hoof forward from Dobson. Surrender!
So the opening 2 minutes, and it's still Huddersfield 0, Salford 0. They can make it back-to-back wins here, the Huddersfield Giants. That's their aim. Last year, remember, they lost 4 in a row at the start. They never really recovered. And here he comes again, Seb Ikehifo, ex-St George Illawarra Dragons in the middle of last year, and once upon a time with the New Zealand Warriors, and coming up with a penalty as far as Huddersfield are concerned.
Because he runs that hard into collision, you can see that the Salford players are struggling to control him. He won't go to ground, and all of a sudden he just gets the players involved in that tackle, and as they're trying to take him to ground, it's just too long for the referee, James Child. He just commits so many defenders. He's that big and powerful.
Yes, there were 4 black jerseys around him. They didn't get off him in time. Mark Flanagan just off the grounded Akumatai. Here comes Danny Brough now, gets a short pass away to Leroy Cudjoe. They're inside the 20-metre zone, are the Huddersfield Giants. And this is Michael Lawrence making a dash towards that line. Salford, they've got 3 tackles to weather, and hand in at the play the ball. Another penalty from the whistle of James Child.
Whenever a player puts the hand in the ball, they've lost collision, they've lost that tackle. That's why they're trying to slow them down.
Ikehifo again. He goes down on his back this time. Kopjak gets off him. That's Hinchcliffe. He finds Brough. Brough then gets it wide to Briley. Briley looks wide. Gaskell got a good pass away, and this is Alex Mellor. And Aaron Murphy is the dummy half for the Giants. They're just about 5 metres away from that line. Again, Hinchcliffe off the ground, finds Brough. Brough looks for the runners. Briley was one of them. And there is that man, Michael Lawrence.
Yeah, there could have been numbers out wide then from Danny Brough. I think there was 3 players
knock
on the edge here. Cudjoe, McGillivray, yeah.
Sorry, Terry. Knock on, the decision given by James Child off the body, I think. Fiery pass. Lawrence couldn't hang on to it.
Well, I think Lawrence was expecting the ball to go out the back. He was running that lead runner that was trying to suck in those two defenders to create space on the edge, and there was definitely space on the edge. See the number 4 in the black jersey, he was the second defender in. He was up against 3 attackers.
Yeah, and he just loses the ball into Michael Dobson there, which is where the knock-on comes from.
Justin Carney now trying to take a bit of a weight off the Salford defence.
Move! Hold!
Well, he's not the most fashionable player, but Craig Kopchak is one of the most effective at doing what he has to do in the middle of the field. He's a bit tied up with that one, but he really has. Last year was one of Salford's best, and again, he's effective, isn't he? He gets the team going forward, and either cut of rugby, you've got to gain ground when in possession.
That's a neat kick from Robert Louis. Gaskell is after it. Lee Gaskell would be hoping for an injury-free season for once in his rugby league career, formerly with the Saints and the Bradford Bulls. He had 18 appearances at Salford back in 2013, the Huddersfield fullback. 8 tries, knows where the try line is. Had his name in the halves, really, now operating in the full-back role, and that's a ball steal.
Brilliant, Eddie, brilliant. They know, they've identified him in the week. Jermaine McGilvray is the main meter maker when Huddersfield are coming out of yardage. They got up quick, they shut his options down and nicked the ball off him as well.
So this now is Junior Sow for the Red Devils. Good work from Logan Tompkins, that, with the bigger man. And a drive forward by George Griffin for Salford now. 9 metres away from the line as they play this ball on tackle number 4 coming up. This is Dobson, gets it into centre field to Flanagan. He gets the ball away to Lee Mossop. Mossop will play it here to Tompkins again. Mark Flanagan once more. Back it comes to Dobson. Tries to step away from Cudjoe and does. Can't get away from Akumatai. The ball bullets forward, but Danny Brough read the situation well. And they were very good at that last week as well, Huddersfield. They'll really look to shut Lewitt and Dobson down when they're in positions of strength. This a forward pass that's been blown by James Child, I think it is.
It is, yes. Got the call from the touches on the far side. Gave it straight away.
The tackle's not complete. Yeah, I agree.
Well, giving that pass so close to your line, just when you need to get away from your try line and out of that danger zone, it's a poor effort, that.
Alex Smeller made the pass, I think, to Aaron Murphy, just taking a step too early. But what a glorious opportunity for Salford down the right-hand side. They're in possession with Chris Wellham. Made his name at Hulkingston Rovers, Wellham. Another one who knows where the try line is. Now this is Greg Johnson. Tompkins shoots in a duck. This could be a penalty, and here's Ikehefo all over the grounded Johnson, and Ian Watson says we'll have the 2 points. And I think Michael Dobson agrees. He went straight to the player.
Well, we saw low-scoring games, didn't we, in round 1? The weather here tonight, as you've pointed out, Eddie, is rainy, it's cold. We might not see a 30-40 match in this point. Last season, these two scored 9 tries in this fixture, but I don't think we'll see that exactly tonight. So, points here for a kicker like Gareth O'Brien. Imagine this gives them a 2-0 lead.
And again, that's just energy, that's just effort from Johnson to earn his side that penalty, to fight to get up and play the ball as quick as he can. And Gareth O'Brien, well, look to settle the nerves there with 2 points.
Memory still of Gareth O'Brien, that drop goal from 50 metres out.
Well, there's a wonderful banner last week at Salford that says "I am the resurrection." It had a massive picture of Gareth O'Brien on it.
Well, he kept them in the Super League, that's for sure, and he's given them the lead here in this match against the Huddersfield Giants. Gareth O'Brien's boot, 3rd goal of the season. And 200 points for Salford now. He joined last February, so he's a points machine for them.
Well, you think they need to score a couple of tries as well in this game. They've got any chance of winning here at Huddersfield.
Of course, don't forget, Salford were deducted 6 points during the course of 2016 for salary cap breaches. Had they not lost those points, you know, they'd have finished 7th in the table. And that is at least the aim of Ian Watson and the Salford players in 2017. Tompkins gets the ball away to Louis, and Josh Jones now.
Certainly effective when they're going forward, and I agree with Phil. Craig Kopchak was brilliant last year. Last week he was very good as well, carrying the ball, just putting his hand up, taking it forward, and it gives his half-back something to play off.
Lee Mossop disentangles himself for the tacklers, wants to get on with it. Dobson with the kicking towards the corner down this left-hand side. Good kick as well. It just bounced away from Gaskell. He got a foot to it. Up they come. Good chase led by George Griffin.
Which really seems to have calmed them down. Then 2 points. Just got the scoreboard kicking. They were prepared to get to the end of that set. Some good work from Kopchak. Mossop got them into that position, and a good kick and chase on the back of it.
Huddersfield looking to respond here with Alex Mellor. Debut last week. Another man from the Bradford Bulls. 40-20 attempt here from Danny Brough.
On the third tackle, Eddie.
Great effort, great effort. What a kick! What a kick. And now interesting this, because this will restart now with a tap. There are no scrums now. Once the referee touch judges are in position, Huddersfield will be given the green light. So Salford have got to get back in numbers.
Well, that's the vision from Danny Brough, isn't it?
Ikehefo with a drive towards those posts again, trying to spin away from the tacklers. Wonderful kick by Brough. Can Huddersfield get over the line as a result? It will be the perfect reward. Here is Brough again. Now Brierley gets it away to McGilvery via Gaskell. Cudjoe scampers in to dummy half. Lawrence trying to skip away from George Griffin. Good work.
Good line speed, that, Eddie.
Very good. Hinchcliffe off the ground. Finds Brierley again. Brierley drops the pass off to Sam Rapira. Rapira is halted by 3 Salford defenders. Brian Hinchcliffe, vice-captain this year. The captaincy relieved from him this year. Let's put it that way. Okumatai now.
Danny Brough just setting up on the left here.
Back he goes to Brough. He goes wide. Good ball from Gaskell out to Murphy. That's great defence from Johnson, and great defence from Kopchak and co.
It was fabulous defence from Johnson. Johnson was caught out then. There was just one defender against 2 attackers. But look, he doesn't commit. He doesn't commit. He holds back. He waits for the cover from the inside and then holds his man up out of Murphy. Excellent defensive display from the winger here. He didn't try and jam in. He didn't try and close that player down. He just dealt with what was in front of him.
Yeah, good defence there from Greg Johnson, and of course all the attention is on Gareth O'Brien after that drop goal in the £1 million match. Greg Johnson's try, there's Marwan Kukash, the Salford owner. Greg Johnson's try in the last 60 seconds of the £1 million match levelled the scores up against Hull Kingston Rovers. Otherwise they wouldn't have been in the position to survive.
And Mark Flanagan will tell you it was his 40-metre pass that set it all up, Ed.
It probably was. This is Kopchak, who is looking for the penalty, and he gets it. Well, Hinchcliffe wasn't too impressed with that decision, but he just had another little push.
Again, you just run hard. There's the rewards. You put your nose through the line, you beat the defenders, then all of a sudden you're clinching, you're trying to stop the play of the ball.
He dived.
I think Hinchcliffe staying in contact is what gives it away as far as the referee is concerned. If he stands back, he's not going to give that penalty.
That's a good carry, that, from Kopchak.
Kopchak again into centre field, 12 metres away from the line. Logan Tompkins wants to get on with it, fires the pass and finds Dobson. There's a little fumble by George Griffin, but he held on to the football. Tompkins again, back it comes to Dobson. Dobson attacking the line, fires Rob Louis. And once again, Josh Jones into the line, halted just short. O'Brien looking for a 4-pointer to add to the 2 he's scored. Last tackle, he's been pulled up and pulled over the line, so the referee will make him play the ball on the line, which he does. Dobson now will float the kick out wide. Oh, and it's flicked into the arms of McGilvery, and it's a good job that Justin Carney was alert to that. That was an awful play of the ball. It was an awful mess around the ruck, and it's a penalty to Huddersfield.
Well, excellent reactions there from the Huddersfield Giants. Before the game, we talked about how effective the front row of Huddersfield Giants was. Ikehefo, Hinchcliffe and Ty doing all the damage last week. We talked about possibly they hadn't done enough work in defence. 27 tackles that front row has done so far, with only 14 minutes on the clock.
So Okumatai trying to spin his way out of Craig Kopchak's tackle. He got the arm free. He might have thought about the offload, thought better of it, went to ground, played the ball to Hinchcliffe. Here is Danny Brough. Ikehefo again, driving it up the middle, gets a great offload away. Now it is with Lawrence. He come wide to Cudjoe. Cudjoe bounces off 2 tackles, bounces off 3 tackles, evaded another. Rapira taking on Josh Jones. Tompkins in. Oh, great offload. Hinchcliffe finds Lawrence. Lawrence going for it himself. And solid defence from Dodson and Junior Sow. Plenty of tackles left. Hinchcliffe for the line. And Hinchcliffe is held up, repelled by 3.
Big, powerful side that's dangerous when they're on the front foot, Huddersfield.
Brierley and Brough. Gaskell stabs the ball to the in-goal area. It's a little beauty, and Gareth O'Brien diffuses the situation by grounding it in goal. Goal line dropout coming up.
Well, they've got so many threats, haven't they? Ryan Hinchcliffe when he goes close to the line. Then you've got Lee Gaskell, Danny Brough, Brian Brierley. So many players that can come up with a kick like this. As I say, when they're coming off the back of a quick play of the ball, they don't feel the pressure. And that man, Lee Gaskell, is a tremendous player.
He's got to stay injury-free, though, Terry. I mean, yes. He is a fantastic player. He seems to get in a run and a bit of a run of form in every club that he's played for. And the next thing is he gets almost a season-ending injury. He's been dreadfully unlucky. He
has. Go back to 2015. He was Championship Player of the Year. He was absolutely spectacular in that season, and he's hoping for that sort of form in Super League.
So Brierley feeds the big man Ukumatai. This is his 72nd appearance, Ukumatai.
Today's match sponsor, Link Tyre Sales, part of the Tampa Group.
Big, strong drives again. The early carries, the dominant carries.
But I say it's Ukumatai who's on the ball now. His 72nd appearance, his 72nd consecutive appearance.
It's not bad when he's in the engine room, now is it?
Here is Hinchcliffe. Gets it away to Brough. Goes a bit high, but Ferguson hangs on.
It only goes high because the pressure he was under. That's the way you've got to deal with Danny Brough. Don't sit back and let him make his plays.
Wellham just gets out of the way in time. Here is Brough again. Brierley. Oh, it just evaded the fingertips of Gaskell. Manages to pick up the pieces, though, on the bounce. They've lost a bit of momentum, though. They reach the last tackle here, 20 metres out. And Brough off the outside of the boot. This was planned, and Junior Sow read the script.
They're trapped in the corner yet, going short side. Third, looking for Cudjoe. He was expecting that.
I guess for Huddersfield, it's about finding a balance between structure and spontaneity. Some of their attacking plays look really well rehearsed, and there's one line of attackers with another line behind them. But I suppose at some point, and so many tries in rugby league are scored by an instinctive player, somebody who does something that was unprepared and unpredicted. And I think that's when they get into attacking positions, maybe they need an element more of that.
Robert Louis from inside the 40 goes for a 40-20. It all depends on the bounce, and it just straightens up. Gaskell collects it on his own line. Lee against Leeds is the big match from the Super League tomorrow, 7:30 Sky Sports 1. And Warrington against Brisbane in the same place on Saturday at 7:30. 8 o'clock start at the Halliwell Jones for the first match of the World Club Series. And then the World Club Challenge itself. Wigan carrying the hopes of the Super League into battle against the Cronulla Sharks Sunday at 2:30 on Sky Sports 2 this time.
Well, you could see Danny Brough screaming at the referee, James Child, for the penalty. He thought that there was just too much lying on. Again, they kicked on the 4th play, had him trapped in the corner, and they give that penalty away when they were controlling that part of the pitch.
We get to that point in the game. We remember last week's game when Castleford played at home against Lee. Both of these teams can go set for 15 minutes, but now there's an element of fatigue creeps in before any subs are made, any changes, and it's about exploiting any tired legs.
Ikehefo trying to do that straight into the chest of Kopjak. Tackle low down by Flanagan. This is Brierley. Drops the pass off again to Michael Lawrence. Lawrence gets Huddersfield to within 5 metres of that line. Hinchcliffe plucked out of the air by Ukumatai. Brough. Back to Ikehefo again. Hands in the face of 2. Slips the ball to Hinchcliffe. Wide they come. McGilvray will score. Jermaine McGilvray. Well, that now means he has scored 500 points for the Huddersfield Giants. Only needed that try. It's his 3rd try of the season. He got 2 against Widnes last Friday. 20 tries from this guy in each of the last 4 years. What a threat down the right-hand side.
It's the offloading game. from some of the bigger forwards in the middle. Salford need to make sure that they deal with this. A look at the vision from Hinchcliffe, the former Melbourne Storm star. Gives the ball to Jermaine McGilvray, who's so good on the early carries in the centre six going forward. Well, this is where Huddersfield have been good, especially in this game, where they keep the ball alive, and it all comes down to the forwards, what the big men up front are doing, and it's just too difficult for Salford to control.
It's the offload that opens the door, but that pass is a beauty, right on the button. We all know the try-scoring capability of Jermaine McGilvray. We know when he gets that close to the line, he doesn't make mistakes. I think, Phil, you've talked about it. When they get down that end of the pitch, they look like they're playing hot with the ball. If the offload is on and we react to it, that's the philosophy of the Giants.
I think they worked very patiently, didn't they? And that would please the coach. They built some pressure. They managed to drain their opponents with a goal line dropout a few minutes before that. Then they got a penalty, and they've done what all good teams do. They converted the pressure into points.
Jermaine McGilvray, scorer of that try in many people's book, the man who could easily lead the try-scoring charts at the end of the season. He's off to a flyer in 2017. 3 now from him. Brough, though, has missed the kick. It's 4-2 the Giants.
I think it's at that point there where Danny Brough, he changes his plan. He's going to go left. He chucks it back inside, and at this point here, it's play what you see, and the execution is perfect.
Ken Davey, the owner of the Huddersfield Giants, had that wonderful night here. Oh, it seems an eternity ago when they won the League Leaders' Shield. In the glory days, they had 3 wonderful seasons where they were right in the mix in the top 3. Last year it all went slightly sour.
Well, it was ever really, I think, since Ryan Hall scored a try in the far corner, didn't it? That I think that was the end. They were so close to a moment of glory. That's sport, isn't it? You're inches away from winning.
Oh, he dropped that, Rapira. The referee allows him to play on with it, though. It was a dodgy play, the ball. Seemed to slip out the back of his hand.
Everything's around the middle. Sorry, Eddie.
There it is.
Yeah, you're right. Everything's around the middle. Straight up carry, simple sets, the offload.
Looking good at Kahifo in the opening exchange of this match, isn't he?
The go forward, it's so much better. Playing off a platform. The front row is providing. The half-backs, Brough, Briley, having the time of their lives at the minute.
That's a tap on the 20-metre line that's coming.
If you're a Salford player, you've just got to hope that when Ty and Kahifo go off the field, and the replacements aren't as effective, because we generally know they're going to play for about 50 minutes. That means there's 30 minutes in this game, and you're not facing those 2 front rows who are in formidable form at present.
Well, Salford just brought on Lamatasi. They need some punch, don't they, up front to contend with what Huddersfield are throwing at them. It's just simple.
Just 1 year away from Salford, Lamatasi at St Helens last year, but back in the fold.
That's a good carry. That'll lift them.
That was his carry. This is Kopjak. This is Dobson. He looks for the runners. It's O'Brien. Good ball. Junior Sow. Junior Sow through the back line and over for the try. And that's the 40th try that Junior Sow has scored for Salford, and he averages 1 every other game, does this fellow. The former New Zealand international, played for Samoa in the World Cup. He got a try last week, so 2017, better than average for Junior Sow, and he has restored Salford's 2-point advantage, and the kicks to come.
The difference in the opening quarter has been the platform that they've been allowed to play off the Giants. And Lamatasi, he sets that platform, and Junior Sow, who's so important for the Giants. Here we go, lovely hands. Space is created. Junior Sow evades the tackle, scores the try. There's Lamatasi's carry. Quick play the ball. Platform is set. Retreating defensive line, and away you go.
I think it's an important pass here from Gareth O'Brien. You know, last week he threw 40 passes. There are a few players in the game that get their hands on the ball, particularly in the full-back position, as much as Gareth O'Brien. And the Salford fans know that's the sort of player they want to see in 2017.
Well, he's a threat, Junior Sow, every time he gets his hand on the ball. Top try scorer for the Salford Red Devils last year with 18. That was his career best, and he's got 2 already this year. Gareth O'Brien Good kick. 2 successful kicks from him. Danny Brough missed with the conversion for the Huddersfield Giants. Marwan Kukash watching on, and he is Derek Beaumont's guest at the Lee against Leeds match tomorrow. I hope he brings his blue touch paper with him, because Derek's got a ton of fireworks to set off before the kick-off. And of course there is the big weigh-in between those two, Derek Beaumont and Marwan Kukash, that will culminate at the Magic Weekend. They're both trying to lose the pounds.
Is that a shoulder charge?
Tell you what, Justin Carney.
That's fine, that. No, that's a good shot. He comes out of the line and... Well, that's the way they deal with Justin Carney.
You two don't know what a good shot or a shoulder charge is.
That's a good shot. He's going to put his arm around him.
Is it technically a shoulder charge?
No, I think it's front on. I think he's hit him with the front of his chest, so I think that's okay.
Well, he hit him in the chest, but he hit him with the shoulder.
I rest my case.
Don't you think?
No, I thought he'd hit him front on.
Well, listen, you can join the debate, because doubtless that will be in this again this year, Barry and Terry's biggest hits. Anything slightly illegal, slightly dodgy is in. And this is Greg Johnson for the Red Devils. He's straight through one defender. Good job that Brough was tracking him back. Brough lets him go, plays the ball to Josh Joel. That is a penalty. This is creeping into the game. We saw many, many instances of this last weekend in the opening weeks of the season. Players throwing the ball at the grounded player deliberately to pinch a penalty.
I'm not a lover of this. I'm not a lover of that.
He threw it straight at him.
Well, it looks like a forward pass, if anything. Yeah. I've said this before. It's against the spirit of the game, and I just think the referee's got to take control of it and penalise the players doing it. If he thinks he does it deliberately, that's clearly deliberately, give him the penalty.
So what a chance for Salford here to increase the lead. Louis pops the ball up. Lamatazi again. Tompkins waits at dummy half. Back it comes to Dobson. Short ball from him. This is Griffin. Oh, that's a good job that Cudjoe held on. Dobson gets it away to Lee Mossop. Lee Mossop stands.
They just lost the shape then. Salford did.
Tompkins gives it to Dobson. Dobson then finds Louis. Flick pass from him. Josh Jones trying to use his strength. He's over the line. Has he got it down? No, he's held up.
Gareth O'Brien's the big indicator to where this ball's going. On that right edge, wherever he floats around, makes the numbers.
What about Aaron Murphy there? That's a try-saving tackle. In a game that I don't think there'll be a lot at the end of this match, that could end up being in the 25th minute, the pivotal moment there. He was completely outnumbered.
Salford have reached the last tackle. Robert Louis with a lovely kick. George Griffin's after this. It's bobbled up all over the place. Is he offside? Is he offside?
I might give it out. Of course he's offside.
Jermaine McGilvray will run the ball. Well, two fairly
debatable. That's the word you're looking for.
Barry, thank you.
Yeah.
Debatable decisions. But Stuart, in the first one, let's have a look at this first of all.
Well, it's only onside from the kick. There's no problem there. I think when it follows through, it's where he hits the ball. It's on the line.
And he picked it up in front of the line. It's only inches.
Yeah, it's very close.
The other one where Jones just throws the ball into the grounded player, and we saw it a couple of times last weekend, as I say, in the opening week of the Super League. Where can the referee go with that, Stuart? Has he got to almost rewrite the rule book?
Well, I think the referees probably need to have a chat about it, because you know, it is against the spirit of the game. I think we all agree that, and we have something in the law book that we can deal with that. So I think, you know, a close look needs to be had at that situation.
So that can be penalised in the current rules of the game.
It's against the spirit of the game. You know, that's part of misconduct.
Fair enough. Well, maybe they'll have a word. Because it has. We've seen it on all three live games that we've had so far this year from the Betfred Super League. I think they do need to look at it. Tompkins.
Salford are looking good. Look at the support. Every time the ball carrier goes at the line, he's got options either side.
Good kick as well from O'Brien.
Yeah. Eddie, you can go back to the start of that set. As soon as they get the ball, because people are pushing up, you get Gareth O'Brien, who can kick relatively under not that much pressure. There's nobody just breathing down his neck, putting down. Here's Aaron Murphy, and you're right, Phil, look at that. He holds onto the ball, spins him round, waits for his teammates to come in. Some quality defence on show from both sides here.
Yeah, great work from Murphy, that was. Good player, 28 years of age. Try last week against Widnes in the victory. 27.5 minutes of the first half gone then. Salford ahead 8-4, but Huddersfield with the head and feet at the scrum, all trying to be worked away by Alex Mellor. I've been impressed with this fellow.
Looks fit, doesn't he? Looks fit and looks eager. Hard to handle.
Paul Clough going down in the tackle, played the ball. This now is Shannon Wakeman, big Aussie. Good ball back on the inside to Gaskell. Gaskell has got support from Briley. Briley flings the pass back and Gareth O'Brien gets to it. There was a little bit of a panic move, I think, by Huddersfield, and Rich Stone not impressed with that. It was brilliant build-up, but the last pass just let them down.
Close little play all around the ruck. Nice little inside passes, pulling the bigger fellas away from the play of the ball if you're a Salford defender. And then as soon as you start going sideways, there's a gap in the middle. And Rick Stone, just play with a bit more composure, lads. That's all we need.
It was a blind pass, wasn't it? He was trying to throw it into the space where he anticipates his teammate is there. But when it goes right, it looks good. When it doesn't, you have to back it up with good defence.
Olsey Krasnicki on, former London Bronco, London Scholar. Robert Louis just pumps the ball into the corner. And Gaskell comes across to pick it up. The chase is good, though. Led by Wellham, Louis the kicker, and Josh Jones. Brough, dummy half for the Giants. Here comes Aaron Murphy now.
The chase is good from both sides in this game. Nobody had 29 minutes, Eddie, but they're slowing the ruck down. It's a slow play of the ball. The line speed, you can see them getting off the line. You know you're going to be confronted with some strong players carrying that ball forward. That's what you've got to deal with. The focal point of the game is the play of the ball. You've got to make sure you control that.
This is Alex Mellor again. Cruz Leeming is out there, and he's at the Giants till 2020. Expecting a big season from young Cruz Leeming. He's only 21 years of age. Paul Clough on the last tackle. Brough stabs the ball into open space. It's well watched by O'Brien.
Just good weight on the kick from Danny Brough, isn't it? When he pops it through, Gareth O'Brien's got to run forward for it, knowing that he's going to be confronted again. Another good shot of Justin Carney.
It is. This time it was from Jermaine McGilvray, and they've lost the ball. And loses it.
And that forces that mistake as well. The intensity and the impact of Jermaine McGilvray on his opposite winger, Justin Carney, shoulder in. Technically, it's all wrong. That's how he put some whack into Justin Carney, and the line speed again and intensity. It makes Junior South just have a look.
That's how you deal with Justin Carney. Get up in his face, don't let him get going forward. See Shannon Wakeman just getting looked at by the physio. But Junior South and Justin Carney last week when they played against Wigan, they did 295 metres carrying the ball forward, and it was all on the back of those early plays. Look at the size of him.
He's a big thing, isn't he? The tank on the flank, Justin Carney, been in the British game since 2013. 72 tries in 84 appearances so far. 63 tries in 62 games in his Castleford days.
Oh, bad strike rate, that
fantastic, isn't it?
Averages 10 metres per carry every time he gets the ball.
Paul Clough now for Huddersfield. Once upon a time he was the poster boy at St Helens. You used to see him on all the signs as you went into the town. Welcome to St Helens, and Paul Clough was beaming down at you.
I hope he got paid for it.
I doubt it. This is Briley. He probably paid them. Just as you do at Widnes, Ted.
Needed a bit more depth then, did Huddersfield.
Leroy Cudjoe. Here is Leeming and Wakeman driving the ball in. Leaning underneath the sticks for Huddersfield. Back it comes to Briley. That's a nice little kick, but just too long.
I think the pass was good enough to Briley, who then had to catch the ball above his head, then drop it onto his boot. Wasn't the pass that he was looking for, but what Huddersfield are doing, the back end of the sets, they're setting up in the middle of the park, they're splitting the pitch. Riley's controlling the right, Danny Brough's controlling the left.
Dobson, dummy half. Chris Wellham. Attracting 4 defenders. He gets to the 14-metre line, though. And here comes this youngster, Josh Wood. Hooker last week against Wigan. Originally left out of the squad, but poor old Chris Brining, something went wrong in the warm-up and he had to leave the field. That's good hands.
It's brilliant play, Eddie. That's twice, isn't it? On the far side of the field, created an overlap for Greg Johnson.
Louis now. That's the pass away to Kopchak.
He's hard to dominate Kopchak.
Dobson. O'Brien. Riley all over him with McGilvery, with Cudjoe. They've reached the 5th tackle, so here comes the last for the Red Devils. Dobson left-footed into the danger zone. It's a great kick. It's a great kick. Ooh. Wellham went for it, went through his hands, hit his knee and bounced over the dead ball line. That's the way I look at it, but I don't know what ref's checking here.
We're a long way away, but it was an unusual attempt to catch it by Chris Wellham. He's got his arms facing forward. Oh, he's got his turn, hasn't he? Oh, he couldn't quite take it in.
It's a knock-on by Wellham. What's he appealing for, Stuart? Tackled in the air?
No, I think he was looking to see whether it was deliberately played up by Huddersfield. So we've seen that it isn't, and Huddersfield get a 20-metre restart.
And the 20-metre restart means, of course, it's 7 tackles from there. So that was the 0 tackle.
They're not making the same amount of metres. They're not scattering defenders as they were when the starting front row was on. It was on the front foot, so were Huddersfield Giants.
Was that Big Seb as he left the field?
Yeah.
Yes, he was certainly the impact player. Clough gets the ball away, but off the knees of Leeming, and Josh Wood swoops on it on halfway for Salford. Big set coming up here then for the Salford Red Devils, attacking-wise. Big set defensively coming up for Huddersfield.
Well, Paul Clough with the offload to his hooker, Cruz Leeming.
I think there's... No, I don't think there was anything wrong with that pass. The pass was on, it was 2 hands.
Wood goes wide to Louis. It's now with O'Brien. Wellham again taking on Mellor and co. Gets the Red Devils to the 20-metre line on tackle number 3. O'Brien again. Louis gets away from Cruz Leeming.
And any ball player who wants to go to the line, your inside defenders, when you're pushing up really hard, you've got to keep chasing them down.
Kopchak. Shaped to pass the ball to Olsi Krasnicki. Reached the last tackle. Wood. Here is Louis. Stabs the ball towards the in-goal area. Alex Mellor read it very well and did ever so well to catch it before it hit the ground again off his hands.
It was a poor kick from Robert Louis. Probably needed to kick it more towards the corner flag. There was nobody pushing up inside for that short kick. The one that he was trying to turn it back against the grain. There was nobody there, even if he would have slotted it through.
McGilvery. Talk about powerful runners. He is a powerful runner. Often comes in off the wing to help his forwards. Leaning. This is a good run from him as well.
But that's what happens when he carries the ball. It's the next player that gets teams.
Last tackle, up it goes off the left boot of Danny Brough. O'Brien's underneath this. Claims it. And Brough follows up and hits him immediately.
And good tackling. Just to extend your point, Danny Brough had all the time in the world to put that ball as high as he could, and he backed it up with a good kick chase.
5 minutes to Salford to hang on to this 4-point advantage towards half-time. 5 minutes for Huddersfield to get the ball back, and a knock-on here by Justin Carney. This gives Huddersfield great field position.
You sense this was coming. Huddersfield appeared to accelerate, didn't they, with the possession a minute or two ago. They're the ones who are now, with 5 minutes, seem to sense here, look, if we push harder than Salford, there's a chance we could get something out of this. And the referee has just stopped the clock here now while one of the players receives some medical assistance. Justin Carney is questioning the referee there, makes slight contact with him.
Well, shouldn't really be putting his hands on the referee. We've seen quite a few players in trouble with the disciplinary for that. But, we'll see if the match review panel have anything to say about that.
Interesting from Justin Carney. The arm certainly came up. Maybe it was to stop him having James Child tread all over his toes.
Perhaps it was.
Both arms around the second row. Wrap them round, please. That's better. Ball in. Stay. Out.
Is he stood still there, Justin Carney? That's what I'm asking myself. And you're right. Does James Child walk into him? Irrelevant. Huddersfield have the ball.
Indeed they do. Lee Gaskell is waiting as Murphy plays it to him. Now it's with Brough. This is Dale Ferguson. One leg up in the air, so the referee shouts held. He plays the ball here to Leeming. Looks for the runner. It's Wakeman, the man who was receiving treatment while we waited for that scrum to form.
Setting up
Leeming
on the right
again.
here.
This is Danny Brough. Brough then to Briley. Lawrence, and he was in the middle of a trap there. Dobson and Sow leaning once more. Paul Clough. All down just short of the line, and we have reached tackle number 5. Last one coming up then for the Giants. A looping pass, and not the best to Brough. A little stab through. Robert Louis just snaked out the arm and said thanks very much.
The last 2 occasions that they've got to the back end of the set and they've got to the last tackle, the last pass has not been good enough. Danny Brough doesn't get the pass away that he wanted. The time previous, it was Gareth O'Brien. The last player needs to be better than that.
Hold this 10. Hold, mate. Hold.
Scottish international captain Danny Brough, 34 years of age, still integral to this Huddersfield team, as he has been for many years. Reached the 5th tackle again. They're still deep inside their own half. It'll have to be a good kick from O'Brien. It's not bad. It'll land in front of Murphy. Murphy, though, just takes his time.
You know, if this was the last 3 minutes of the second half, the Huddersfield players will be working harder to get back here. And I think maybe they need that sense of urgency. Oh, OK, there's a 40 minutes to go. But there's still a chance here now before half-time if they show a greater deal of commitment and, I don't know, efficiency, getting back into position to threaten Salford. They've outplayed the Reds, and yet they're behind. They need to take advantage of the threats they've had, the opportunities they've had. They've got one final one here now before the hooter.
Oliver Roberts, Irish international Roberts, who played the ball, leaning. Looks for the runners, it's Brough. And Brough went for Briley. I think that went backwards, so that will be play on. Briley flicked the ball back into his... Oh, no, the referee's taken advice from the touch judge on this near side, I think, and that's now a knock-on.
Indeed, he got a call off Warren Turley saying that he thought it was a knock-on, so I think James Chow was a bit undecided at the time and has gone with the touch judge.
Isn't it good defence from Salford? They're hurrying Danny Brough into making a mistake. I can't see anything from that point. There was no hand on it from Salford. Couldn't see where the Huddersfield player, Danny Brough, loses this pass.
Well, maybe Warren Turley thought that the left hand had hit it.
There it is, the right hand, as he's going to pick that ball up.
Yeah, but he knocked it back, I think, Terry, don't you think?
I thought so as well, but once again, the accuracy of the passing. You make a good point on the last tackle. They need to focus on the kick, not where the ball is. And I'm sure that the dummy half position and that last pass, that'll be something that's addressed by the coach at half-time.
Louis to Jones. Jones make decent progress as we approach the last minute of this first half. Salford ahead by 4 points. Ball here now with Robert Louis. Now Dobson. O'Brien chimes in. Here is Junior Sow. Good defence from Briley. And Louis, I was going to say, he lost the ball, but it's a 2-man ball steal. They're going to go for 2 here. Really poaching. The assistant coach to Ian Watson has signalled that. But Briley believes he has been given 2 poor calls in the last couple of minutes. One by the touch judge, one by James Child. But
his arm's all over it there, yeah. Junior Sow just wants early ball. In that situation, when the ball is sweeping, he's got somebody in front of him he thinks he can run over the top of, and he wants early ball. He gets early ball and forces a penalty.
Eddie, and that's key. I believe that exactly what Barry's saying there, that give Junior Sow the early ball, let him set his play, let him pick his man out. If there's a spot in front of him, let him get at him. Let him try and force that player into making a mistake, whether defensively or stripping the ball, just like we've seen then. Oh, he's a powerhouse.
He is a powerhouse. And Gareth O'Brien has kicked 2 from 2. This will be the last kick of this first half, because as you can see from the clock at the bottom of your screen, we reached 40 minutes. The timekeepers aren't blowing the siren, which is fair enough, because O'Brien is lining this shot up. And O'Brien has kicked the extra 2 points for Salford. They lead by 10 points to 4. Ian Watson paused at the top of the steps before making his way down to the dressing room. And they're delighted, the Salford Red Devil supporters, and he will be too, Marwan Kukash. Celebrated with gusto the fact that the Salford team survived for Super League this year, and is determined that his club are not going to be involved in the £1 million shenanigans this year. They lead here at half-time at the John Smith Stadium Huddersfield 4, Salford 10. It's O'Brien, good ball, Junior Sow through the back line and over for the try. Tonight, Junior Sow's try and 3 good kicks from Gareth O'Brien. Danny Brough hasn't been able to find the mark yet with the boot. Rick Stone, former Newcastle Knights coach, this is his 11th game in charge of the Giants. He's won 6 and lost 4 so far. Having a chat with his assistant Chris Thorman. And we'll watch here as his team kick off. Start of this second half, attacking from right to left as we watch, trailing by 6 points. And here we go, 40 minutes for Huddersfield to rescue it, 40 minutes for Salford to kick on and pick up their first victory of the season. These two sides coming into Super League late after the inaugural season of 96. Salford coming in 97, Huddersfield 12 months later. This is the 37th meeting between them. Salford 19 wins, including the very first at the Willows in May 1998. But Michael Dobson, it's a nice kick.
On the third, Eddie, early kick, choosing to get some territory.
Was it a 40-20 that? Yes, it was. Yes, it was.
Wants to tap.
Sorry, I missed that. I missed the significance of that, but it is.
And we're going to watch the players get more used to that. We've seen twice on the 2 occasions it's happened. It's been a bit of a stuttering, staggering restart. We'll see the players react better to that and things will come off it.
Well, they just need to remember that they don't have to put the scrum down anymore from 40-20. They get a tap once the referee touch judges are in position. Referee blows the whistle. If the defensive line's plodding back, tough luck. And here is Gareth O'Brien, and they're in at the end of the 40-20. Gareth O'Brien gets Salford off to the perfect start. Dobson's 40-20 kick. What a tremendous start to the second half for the Salford Red Devils. Gareth O'Brien. Wonderful try from him. And Ian Watson. Well, his team fought their way back into the match last week against Wigan after a horror start, really. 26-0 down at half-time. They won the second half. They stopped Wigan scoring a point in the second half last week. And he wanted them to kick on here. And talking of kicking on, how about that from Michael Dobson?
It's a perfect start to the second half, isn't it? 40-20. Look at the numbers, look at the shape from Gareth O'Brien. Everyone thinks that Michael Dobson's going to be getting the ball, and then as soon as the Huddersfield defender sees Gareth O'Brien come into the frame, it was too late. He stayed strong, he picked his line, gone straight through the gap, and look at that. Excellent play from those two men, Michael Dobson and Gareth O'Brien.
Yes, Gareth O'Brien here now with the conversion attempt, and 3 from 3. There should be 4 from 4. Not wishing to tempt fate for Gareth O'Brien, but he makes no mistake. Dobson, Louis, O'Brien, they have a much better balanced look about them this year.
Yeah, I know Wellesley talked about Gareth O'Brien at half-time, but he's really grown into that role as a full-back. Been a bit of a nomad throughout his career, 6, 7, played a bit at 9. But wonderful deception on that. Comes from nowhere and scores the first try of the second half.
So 16-4, Huddersfield with a little bit of work to do now to get themselves back into this. Lamatazi driving it forward again. That's young Josh Wood once more. All down by the big man Shannon Wakeman. A little slip from Justin Carney. Wood again gets the ball away to Krasnicki.
It's imperative that Salford get off to a good start, score some points early on in this second half before Rick Stone sends on Ikahifor and Akumatai, because I think at the back end of the game those two players could cause some damage.
Another lovely kick from Dobson, but just had too much weight on it this time. The ball runs dead in goal. Tap on the 20. Let's go down to the sideline. Bill Arthur's waiting for us with the half-time news.
Eddie, Ian Watson was bubbling at half-time, and that was before his side came out and got off to a roaring start in this second 40. Delighted with the way his side had gone about business in the first half. Done exactly what they were hoping to do. Set out to achieve the dominance. They got that dominance, and they took their opportunities. And they've done that exactly in the second half. So not a lot to complain about from the Salford point of view. They just need to carry that on, and they are aware that Huddersfield still pose a threat, especially the big men. Now the worry for the Giants is that apart from that early phase in the game when the big guys were on there, Rick Stone's team really have lost momentum. They haven't got out of second gear is the verdict, and they've got to find some more momentum. They've got to find some more intensity, and that is they feel what they're lacking, and also lacking the wherewithal to take the opportunities that have come their way. They've got into some good attacking positions. They haven't managed to make the most of them. They've got to do that.
Wonder if they can here, because Oliver Roberts is driving the ball in 20 metres away from the line, but they've reached tackle number 5. Here's the last. Briley trying to weave his way to the line. Good run from Briley. I don't think he heard the call. I don't think he realised that was the last tackle. Caught in possession, turnover 10 metres away from the Salford line. That's a bit of a sin.
Eddie, I believed he was forced into that decision. He cuts back on the inside, chances his arm, but it was good intensity in defence from the Salford Reds.
Carney, a hand in the face of Paul Clough, put him on his backside, but Clough stuck to his guns, to be fair to him. Shannon Wakeman not standing square. Referee screamed at him to keep out of the tackling, but he chose to ignore it.
They're just outsmarting their opponents at the minute. He knows exactly what he's doing there, Wellham. Pops out, catches the markers as they're not square, and every decision they're making, it's a little bit smarter than their opponents.
And that penalty takes Salford to the 20-metre line, where they begin this set of 6 with Junior Sow. Junior Sow is picked up and dumped to the ground by Cudjoe, Lawrence and Paul Clough. Here's Josh Wood, Kopczak once again, through Wakeman almost. Wakeman hangs on to him, brings him down though.
Good footwork in the line from the big man.
Good job that Gaskell was there as well. Dobson short ball, and George Griffin halted by Michael Lawrence. Wood again. Oh, well, Josh Wood should have slipped the pass to Kopczak. Who knows what might have happened then. Kopczak instead goes in at dummy half, goes for it himself, and he's held up just short of the line. Last one coming up then for Salford. Can they get a repeat set at least? As the ball comes back to Dobson and is given more width to Louis. Off the fingertips, was it, of O'Brien? No. Wellham down the line. Oh, and a chance. Johnson is in, or is he? Has he touched the line? Has he touched the line on this near side? It's bound to go upstairs to the video referee, Robert Hicks. This is a big call. They have a try on the field, but this is a really big call. Was there a knee? Was there a foot? Was there anything at all touching the whitewash before Johnson touched it down? Stuart Cummings.
Well, it certainly looked as if there was something there just as he was collecting the ball, but he's onside from the kick as it goes through. If any part of his foot touches the line when he's in possession, then it wouldn't count as a try. What happens here? Well, he gets possession, he's okay, but he's in touch there. You can see his knees on the white line there just before he gets the ball down. So this will be a no try. I think his knee's in touch. You can see from this there, his knee's in touch before it goes down, and so this try will be disallowed.
Well, it's a real let-off coming up for the Huddersfield Giants. The thing is, given on the field is a try, and understandably so. But the try is turned down by Robert Hicks rightly. That could be a big let-off for Huddersfield. We look for game changes, that might be it.
Do you know, I was critical of Huddersfield before half-time. I said there was those 3 minutes, they needed to show greater urgency. And I think that's carried through to the start of the second half. That's a massive let-off. They're 12 points behind, they're clearly in this game. If that lead grew from 12 to 16 or 18, I think this contest is over for them. So they need to get into this game far quicker. At the moment, the opponents are quicker to everything. And it's clearly showing that the weight of the game is swinging away from them.
Well, Greg Johnson denied. This will help them. This will help Huddersfield.
Akumatai, he comes on, runs hard, did what he did in the opening quarter. and is the start of things to come for the Giants. They were certainly at their best when those two big plays were on, eating up the metres.
So here they come again, the Huddersfield Giants looking to get back into the match. And Ryan Hinchcliffe is off the bench as well. Leeming, though, is still out there. And Akumatai picks himself up off the ground, plays the ball to Cruz Leeming. He then gets it away. Hinchcliffe is wrestled to the floor by Lamataze. Leeming, good run. Look where they are now, Huddersfield. Can this be a massive swing in this match? Try turn down at one end. Huddersfield about to score at this. Here is Briley, finds Brough. Brough then showed it to Ferguson, gave it to Mellor, and Mellor is in. What a turnaround! Could be a 12-point turnaround here. Try denied at the other end, and Huddersfield respond immediately with a try from Alex Mellor. Well, the former England Academy international made his debut last week.
Well, here's the no try. Greg Johnson can't keep his body in the field of play. And Alex Mellor, he's in the screen for that no try. He's in the screen for the next try. Lovely ball movement. A nice line told with the ball from Danny Brough. It all came off the back from some good work from Cruz Leeming and Akumatai. Good stuff. Draw, pass, head down, try. There's Cruz Leeming. Got a great future in the game. I know we talked about Ryan Hinchcliffe and his influence on this side, but he's not a 9. He's not a second rower. He's not a loose forward. He can play a little bit of everything. Well, Cruz Leeming is an out-and-out 9, and I think he contributes heavily to that try.
And great kick to add the extras rather. Alex Mellor's try, Danny Brough with the conversion. Alex Mellor's first try for Salford. And I said, will we look back on that no try for Greg Johnson and wonder if it's the turning point in the match, the game changer? Well, maybe it is, because Alex Mellor has breathed life into these Giants.
Alex Mellor, well, he scores the try, but Danny Brough's the man who created that havoc. You could see that Chris Wellham, Robert Louis just defending on the heels, waiting for Danny Brough to make his play, and then as soon as they saw that the ball goes out to Mellor, the damage was already done.
Akumatai takes it forward on the first tackle from the kick-off, and Jermaine McGilvery tries to make further ground downfield, though he's halted on this occasion by George Griffin.
He's working really hard, the number 10 for Salford, George Griffin. When he's caught at mark and he's chasing out hard, knowing that they're going to be tight carries around that play the ball.
Lawrence gets the ball out to Kodjo. Here come Huddersfield again, looking for more. Conceded the first try of the second half, almost conceded the second. Turned down by the video referee. Then they got the second. That's a beautiful ball from Leeming. Here is Lee Gaskell. Important tackle from Gareth O'Brien. What a quick play the ball. Briley, wide they come to the left. Oh, great pass. Second from Mellor. Brough and Mellor again. Wonderful pass from Mellor. Great run from Leeming again. And it's the second try in almost as many minutes for Rick Stone's Huddersfield Giants. Alex Mellor, 2 tries in as many minutes.
Well, Leeming's caused problems getting out from Dummy Hart, but what about the line from Lee Gaskell? He didn't panic, he knew they could get him the next play. All he's got to do is get up and play the ball as quick as he can. Danny Brough takes control. Salford just defending, didn't get off the line, and then it creates a big gap for Alex Mellor. That was brilliant play from Gaskell. The fullback comes into the line. Have a look at the pass here from Danny Brough. Mellor picks his line. Superb try.
It's a really nice catch, isn't it? It's a high one, but he takes it. He seems really comfortable as he's arcing his body towards the ball, and as soon as it's in his hands, he then instinctively drifts away from any potential defender. He's looked very comfortable. Impressive last week against Widnes, and he's doing well here on his home debut tonight.
He is. He began life as a back row forward, but he ended in the centres at Oxford last year. And can Brough add the extras? No, he can't. So it's just a 2-point ball game. But Huddersfield are right back in this. They might have been out of it completely had Greg Johnson's try been given the green light.
There's some really good work off the ball in the build-up. Leroy Kodjo You see that tussle there. Junior South, he's trying to physically challenge his opposite number. Leroy Cudjoe gets up, plays the ball, and that's the reason Cruz Leeming can get out and have a look.
So, game on. Games to be won in the next 27 minutes or so. And at the moment, Huddersfield very much on the front foot, and it's turned around since Yakuma Tai's come back on the field.
Yeah, I said early on in the second half, as soon as he comes back onto the pitch, and Ikehefo, the goal forward that they generate, the speed that Cruz Leeming and Ryan Hinchcliffe will be able to play off the back of, it's going to be difficult to stop, especially the way that they play now. Look at them getting to centre field, a couple of passes, some urgency. Salford trying to slow them down.
Confidence is everything, isn't it? And they really have got confidence from those two quick tries. Brough, engineer-in-chief, lovely kick. Lovely kick.
Look at the chase as well. The man who kicked the ball, the number 6 who's in the tackle there, as soon as he kicks the ball, he doesn't just stand back and admire. He chases really hard. And then the first 3 steps from his Huddersfield teammates on that second play, it's just relentless, the defence.
Bushwellham for Salford. Amazing the way the game can turn on one decision, and a correct decision from Robert Hicks, but it turned on a sixpence.
Well, some things can inspire you, some things can give you the kick up the backside, and obviously the way that Salford have played in the opening 45 minutes, they were very good for the lead, but then Huddersfield, well, they've got class all over the park, haven't they?
Well, they have. Dobson's 40-20, producing the first try of the second half for Salford. And it looked as though it was going to be an uphill battle for Huddersfield. But now, fat's in the fire, and anyone can win this.
You know, when you've had a couple of back-to-back tries scored against you, the thing that you've got to do is you've got to get back in that grind. You've got to get back to going set for set with the opposition. Complete your set, kick long, kick to the corner, come up with a big chase. They can't get set already. The carries are that strong. They can't get back and get set on the defensive line.
What a run again from Cruz Leeming. Here he is. Big Seb's back off the bench. He makes a real difference. A great offload to Ferguson. He spins away from Flanagan. Oh, and then he releases the pass, and Josh Jones says, well, Easter's come early.
Dale Ferguson, he throws that ball. He thinks, my team is on the front foot. I've got a right to throw that pass. It goes to a Salford player. But don't these Giants players look fit? They look fast. Here we go. There's the loose, blind offload.
Well, they look fit and they look fast now, Barry, but they didn't until that Greg Johnson try was rubbed out.
But the game will go in different phases. Sometimes you'll be defending, you'll be a little bit gassed. It's how quickly you get your breath back, get back to the process and the game plan that you set out with during the week.
This is Adam Waln now for Salford. Certainly Huddersfield look a different proposition with the big fellas on, Yakuma Tai and Ikehefo. Gaskell, that's a difficult ball, it's bounced everywhere, and no, who knocked that dead? Was it Gaz O'Brien? I think the referee will ask them to have a little look at this upstairs. They found a couple of glances. Was it Lee Gaskell who got to it?
I think it was, Eddie. It was a real high kick. Gaskell couldn't get himself underneath it, so he decides to let the ball bounce, hoping that it goes over the dead ball line. Sees under pressure from Gareth O'Brien, the Salford number 1. Aaron Murphy, Lee Gaskell, yeah.
Gaskell touched it, definitely. Did...
I think that might come off Gareth O'Brien there, the last touch.
We got a ball, guys. Let's get a ball.
No, it comes off Gaskell, that, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's a Huddersfield player, that.
Drop out, guys.
I know we talked
drop out, yeah.
Sorry, Stu, I know we talked about it last week, and it's very easy sat watching when those spiral balls go. But for me, you've got to attempt to catch it, because if you allow the ball to bounce, you're in all kinds of trouble.
Well, it was a kick that helped to set up Salford's last try, recall. A 40-20 kick, and they converted it into 6 points. Similar scenario here for the Salford side, although that drop kick's gone, taking it over 50 metres, so not quite as close, but it's another attacking situation, and we know they're dangerous, generally speaking, around where Gareth O'Brien sits.
Tompkins, they scream for a forward pass from the sideline. Adam Wong has nothing to do with that. He carries on, takes the tackle. Louis back on the inside again to Lee Mossop. Referee dragging the Huddersfield defensive line back 10. Mossop with a nice little dummy, but well watched by Ryan Hinchcliffe and Dale Ferguson. Louis, Flanagan to Dobson, short ball from him, Griffin, spun to the ground by Cudjoe. Knock on, great defence from Leroy Cudjoe.
Well, they've certainly got the mojo back, haven't they, Huddersfield? A couple of players coming up with some big plays. Barry talked about Leroy Cudjoe when he was carrying the ball. Well, that ball's stripped, isn't it? He gets himself in a position, Leroy Cudjoe, when he's been carrying the ball going forward. He's been shrugging off the men who are getting up to be markers, making it easy for Hinchcliffe and Cruz-Leeman behind the ruck.
It's always interesting to see when players get the captaincy, get the responsibility of leading the side, how they'll respond to that. Well, players inside the camp at the Giants are talking about how Leroy Cudjoe leads with his actions. And certainly, when he's had spells in this game where he's been dominant, his side have followed, and that's probably why they're still in this game.
But McGilvray's lost the ball, but illegally, says James Child. Salford penalised for a two-man in the ball, in the tackle strip.
Well, Gareth O'Brien is, whenever you play against the likes of Jermaine McGilvray or Justin Carney in the opposition, you've just got to get your bodies in front. You've got to try and slow them down, and Gareth O'Brien hits him with absolutely everything, tries to control the ball, unfortunately gives the penalty away, and it's a big set of 6 now for Salford in defence.
Yes, it is massive. Massive. And here comes Ikehito. Bounces off one, bounces off two, carries 2 men forward. Jones is entangled with him. Gets to his feet, plays the ball. Here is Ukumatai. It's obvious to see what Rick Stone's tactics are now. The big men will work the ball down the middle, and then the likes of Leeming and Brough and Briley will take over. Ikehito again with a second involvement in this set. Now then, they're 9 metres away from the Salford try line. Leeming gives it to Brough. Here comes the Magicians. Leeming in the dummy half, 5 metres away. Short ball, Ferguson. Salford had to get there in numbers, and as you can see, they did. Leeming again, right on the line. Back it comes to Brough. Brough, short ball. Hinchcliffe gets the pass away. It's all over the shop, bouncing everywhere. Gaskell, soccer skills, gets it out to Captain Cudjoe. Cudjoe hands it on then to Murphy, and Murphy will attack him down the right-hand side. Gets the ball back. The ball eventually finds the arms of Justin Carney.
Well, they were making that up as they were going along, but just keeping the ball alive is what's working for him. Danny Brough with a big shot on his opposite, Michael Dobson, who gets up and has a little smile in the face.
They're both laughing at each other, aren't 2 bantamweights. It was a big collision. That could have been a shoulder charge, but I think you'll let them off with that.
You two let them off with everything, as you will be able to see on the website this week. Barry and Terry's biggest hits. It really is a popular feature on our Sky Sports website. 40-20, is that? Was that it?
No, it was just
outside.
on the halfway line, I think, when he kicked it.
Oh, I've got the wrong line. Nothing unusual about that.
But isn't it another good kick? Turning Huddersfield around. And this is where you can get your composure. You walk to the scrum, you talk to your teammates, say what you want to achieve in this next set of 6. Well, what they need to achieve in this next set of 6 is restrict the yardage.
3 metres the wrong side of the 40-metre line. OK, tomorrow we're at Lee for their first match back in the Super League at home since 2005. Lee against the Leeds Rhinos. What a match. 7:30 Sky Sports 1. Then the World Club Series comes along. The Dacia World Club Series. Warrington against the Brisbane Broncos. Saturday night, 7:30 on 1. And on Sunday afternoon at 2:30 on 2, Wigan Warriors, the champions of the Super League, against the Cronulla Sharks, the premiers of the NRL. Battle Royal, and Britain to win, England to win.
Can't wait.
2-0. 2-0 this year.
Can't wait. Can't wait to see the full stadiums, the atmosphere, and the players getting in amongst it.
We've probably upset Brisbane Broncos and Cronulla Sharks now with those comments, Barry.
They're outnumbered, Eddie. Who cares?
We've poked a stick into hornets' nests. Talking of that, George Griffin has been penalised for an illegal challenge on Cruz-Leeming, who's having one heck of a game.
Well, for about the last 10 minutes, Huddersfield are just playing this game quicker than Salford, and the Reds are clinging on at times, illegally so. This is a great opportunity here now, 6 players. Salford's goal line defence has impressed me so far tonight, but it's going to have to be strong here to stop them scoring again. With
Akumatai driving it in on the first tackle, getting them to within 3-4 metres of the line. Struggling to get to his feet. Lee Mossop lets him up eventually. Leeming finds Hinchcliffe. Hinchcliffe then to Brough. Tries to step away from Robert Louis. Louis did well to stick to him. Leeming is behind him. It's now Hinchcliffe. Back up the middle again where all the black jerseys are. Down he goes, tackle number 3. Leeming once more, so close. Spreads it wide this time to Briley. Briley just falls into the challenge of Mossop.
He took that tackle then because Gaskell wasn't in place.
Akumatai, red lights for danger when time. This man in the forefront of your picture, Ikehifo, are close to the action. It's going to come to him. No, it isn't. He comes back to Brough. Brough then gives it to, Chris Wellham. And Chris Wellham now then. Has he got the legs here? Jermaine McGilvraith's coming across. And Aaron Murphy does well again for the second time tonight.
Didn't he do well to get back to prevent that try from Wellham?
He's wasted that there, Greg Johnson. He's wasted an opportunity there. Had to go wide to the left to Justin Carney.
They're going that way now. And it bounces into the arms of Flanagan. He finds Carney eventually, but a minute or so too late maybe. Carney tackled by Lawrence. Quick play the ball. Dobson, Flanagan. Here's Logan Tompkins. Tompkins gets it back. And this is Walne now. Adam Walne. From one end of the field to the other. And Tompkins, it's now Salford camped on the Huddersfield line. Robert Louis still. Ikehifo is the immovable object. Down he goes. Last tackle coming up. It's with Logan Tompkins to Dobson. Then back to O'Brien. Gaz O'Brien. Gareth O'Brien's second try. Second try of the match for Gareth O'Brien. That will take the pressure off Salford. They were defending at one end of the field just seconds ago. Ian Webson's men snapped their way back into attack. Wellham's run, and then Gareth O'Brien on the end of a nice move and gets his second try of the match. And Salford have a 6-point advantage all of a sudden.
Well, all it takes is a loose pass to get you from one end of the pitch to the other. Chris Wellham, well, he didn't have the speed. Look at that. 4 Huddersfield players in the shot, getting back. And they stay calm, and Gareth O'Brien says a huge indicator in this game to which side the ball's going. He just gets some decent depth there, throws the dummy. Danny Brough goes for it, and he has too much speed and gets on the outside of Alex Mellor.
And he might have bounced the wrong side of the line, but Stuart, that was pure momentum. That took him home. There was no double movement there. It was a bounce.
No, none at all. His momentum took him over the line, and even though his arm moved a little bit, his body ended up over the line. So, there's no question of a double movement in that.
No, he's still moving the ball in the arm, and the bounce just takes him home. So momentum takes Gareth O'Brien home. 2 tries tonight, 4 successful kicks. This is a big one. This is a big one because at the minute it's a converted try they lead by. This for an 8-point lead, which means that Huddersfield would have to score twice in the last quarter of an hour. Oh, he's on form tonight. He is on form tonight, Gareth O'Brien. Always thought he's been a tremendous player, O'Brien, even at Warrington, when he was in and out of the first team. And he's really making a name for himself at Salford.
I'll tell you what, it's been a strange game, this, isn't it? Just at the point where you think one team is going to get on the front foot and going to dominate this game. The opponents come back. The Huddersfield Giants have been taking it to the Salford side for the last 5 minutes, and they come back and score a length of the field try.
Well, Salford are a strange team. I think it's fair to say that a lot of their players have actually been released. They're rejected by other clubs that they started at. But somehow Ian Watson and the club use that in a positive manner. And Gareth Bryan's development as a player, I think in the next 3 or 4 years, he might become one of the most sought-after players in the Super League competition because of his versatility and his skill.
And he's the difference between the two sides tonight in many ways, because he scored 18 of their 22 points.
He's a great player, and one of the people that... Well, we see another break.
Yes, Justin Carney. Go on, Barry. They've made sure you can make your point.
Tim Sheens has left the club, and we all had question marks now. Who's going to lead this club? Ian Watson, he's definitely having an impact, but Martin Gleeson is having a growing influence on the way that the side plays as well.
And Willie Poaching has joined this year from Hull Kingston Rovers. Tim Sheens went one way, Poaching came the other.
Plenty of ideas. As I said, they don't need field position, they don't need territory. When they've got speed and pace and accuracy, they can still score tries.
Who was it who said that just before we came on air they'd been down near the dressing rooms and Salford really were bouncing and ready for this?
Yeah, it was me. I was speaking with Mark Flanagan, and you could see them all just congregating around. They were all smiling, they were all joking, and Flanagan was saying, yeah, we're up for this. We know it's going to be a tough ask. We know they've got some big forwards that we need to control, but we think we can take them. 16
points to nil in the second half against Wigan last week will have done their confidence no harm at all. The first half probably least said soonest mended. At 26-0 down, the game had gone, but they showed a bit of tenacity to come back.
They did, but even in the first half they still had chances, they still had opportunities. They had decent field position as well, but they just couldn't cross the line in that first half. In the second half, they didn't. In this game, they'd obviously scored 22 points and looked good value.
Can't give a champion team like Wigan a 26-point lead and hope to win the match. But they have a 22-14 lead here with 14 minutes remaining. They're in possession with Josh Jones, and they have high hopes of winning this one.
And just to emphasise how strange this game is and can be, I don't believe it's over, and I think Huddersfield will come back. They'll have some territory, they'll have a chance to score tries. I'm not prepared to say that Salford will win this game at this point.
Tompkins finds Robert Louis, who will drill this ball towards the corner and finds touch. That's tremendous, because Salford will just eat up a little bit of time off the clock.
That's your game control, your game management that you need. Huddersfield rushing to the scrum. Rick Stone knows that they're running out of time. And I think if Salford can score another try, put the doubts in the mind leading into the final minutes of this game for Huddersfield.
I think when you've got the wind and the rain in your face and you're 90 metres from the try line you're attempting to get at, it looks a greater distance in the wintry weather like this than it can in summer. I know that you can move upfield pretty quick here, but there wasn't a great deal of Huddersfield players there wanting to pack down too quickly for that scrum.
And Salford then was saying that they'd lost the ball in that tackle, but to be fair to the touch judge, he was completely obliterated his view. Ooh, that ball has come out. Did it go forward? No, my word, that's a big call. The Kumatai pounced on it for the Giants. Here is Lawrence. This is Cudjoe. Halted by Junior Sow. Mark Flanagan leaning in to dummy half again. Finds Danny Brough. Brough back on the inside. Ryan Hinchcliffe taking them on. Dobson's there and he's still going. Hinchcliffe helped out there in defence. Was Dobson by Gareth O'Brien. Leaning goes wide. Finds Cudjoe. Junior Sow and Gareth O'Brien halted.
He likes that short side.
That's a turnover.
He likes that short side. Cruz Leeming. He's stepping out all the time. He's looking up. He's counting numbers. He certainly thinks that there's a weakness out there. Or does he want to just give the ball to Cudjoe, McGilvray?
Well, it's now Salford's turn to try and get out of their own half of the field. Alan Waln with that run. Here's Logan Tompkins. This now George Griffin once again.
And you're a nervous player when you're bringing the ball away. The rain's coming down. There you go. The rain's coming down. You've got to go into contact. It's a physical game.
And we're going to get a great finish. We're going to get a great finish this game here. If Huddersfield can lift to another level. You know, they were lucky at the start of last season. They lost their opening 4 games. All of them were close events. But they didn't have enough at the final stages to get over and past their opponents. This is a test to see whether Rick Stone's team this year are any different to the one 12 months ago. They've had 4 months to prepare for a situation like this here now. Just over 10 minutes to go. They need to score twice.
And they have a glorious opportunity to score here from this scrum. It's with Brough. And he finds Lee Gaskell, who chimes into the line. Certainly George Griffin dropped the ball cold. There was no suggestion of hands in there. This is Leeming. Now it's with Brough again. Brough invites Mellor to come back on his inside. Alex Mellor on 2 tries, looking for the hat-trick tonight. What a start to his Super League life that would be. This now is Brough. Short ball! It is Ikumatai! Now then, what has James Child and his judges spotted here? They're trying the field. Double movement again, they're thinking about. There was no doubt about the other one. It was momentum at the other end that took Gareth O'Brien home. And I think looking at this in real time, Stuart will tell its own tale, maybe.
It will. It certainly looked like his momentum would take him over. I don't think there's any problem there. He keeps going. I think that's the key to it. His movement never stops. And And as he's keeping going, he can keep that's fine. That is okay.
That's okay.
He's not short of the line. His movement's always going as his arm moves. It never stops. That's a try.
Well, I'm not so sure. I know what you're saying.
I
There
think
is
it's a
momentum
try.
there.
Yeah, that's okay.
But in real time, you're right.
Yeah.
In slow motion, it looks a different story.
And that's why they should always look at these, and they do always look at these at normal speed.
So Robert Hicks, I think he's going to press the green light. And he does. Okumatai enjoyed the moment. His first try of the year. Phil Clark, give us your lottery numbers, will you, for tomorrow on Saturday, because we are in for a big finish.
Well, I don't know, but if you ever picked a fantasy rugby league team, you'd have him in it. For his try-scoring ability is freakish. He's scored 22 tries now in the last 2 seasons and the start of this as well here. He does know how to get over the try line, and especially when his team need him playing.
1 from 3, Brough makes it 2 from 4, a 50% success rate, 4 points in it, 10 minutes to go, 20-22, sorry, 2 points in it, 20 minutes to go. Next try wins it, doesn't it?
Absolutely, we're in for a fantastic end to the game. It's been a good contest, and Danny Brough, who notches closer all the time to that record, provides the pass. Okumatai celebrates with a dab. He dabs the ball down, and it's all on.
He's so dangerous, Danny Brough. I think it's George Griffin who takes his eye off where Okumatai is running, the line that he's picked, because he's too busy at trying to sort out what Danny Brough's going to do with the ball. You take your eyes off someone that big, close to the line, he's going to make you pay.
And Okumatai, Phil rightly says, he has got quite a try-scoring record. Double figures from Okumatai for each of the last 3 years. 10 tries last season. First one tonight could be absolutely priceless. And there's Hifo who goes down in the tackle. 10 minutes, just less than. Huddersfield looking to secure a comeback victory. Okumatai this time is halted by Robert Louis and 2 more.
I'm not so sure about a tip-on play there. Maybe go early as well. Kick long, try and force another error.
Leeming is spun to the ground.
I'm going to ask a question. Who's your money on here? Is it Salford? Is it Huddersfield? Tez, who do you think? Who gets the points here?
Well, the way that Huddersfield are playing at present, you think that Huddersfield could come home with the 2 points.
Well, in Super League last year, there was nothing to choose between these two sides. On aggregate, in the 2 games, 1 point between them. 2 points last week was the difference between victory and success for St Helens and Leeds. 2 points here tonight on this Thursday night thriller is the difference now between Salford and Huddersfield. Have Salford got enough to hang on? Can they score the try that just might win them this match? Will Huddersfield come back? Justin Carney, they've watched him like a hawk tonight.
Yeah, they've took the yardage off him, haven't they? They've really got up quick on him. There's Kopchak, a man who's trying to lead from the front line. Okumatai has for Huddersfield. Here's the goal wide, they shift it.
Well done. Great tackle. Great tackle by Danny Brough. Salford have held the lead for 50 minutes since they went ahead with Junior Sau's try after 22. Can they hang on for the next 8?
That man who's involved in that tackle, Gareth O'Brien, started the set-off by catching a high ball under pressure. He then gets his hand on the ball on the last play and places it right into the corner. Now it's up to his teammates to help him out here. He's done all the hard work. He's got you that field position. You need to tackle like Trojans.
Leeming again, mighty impressive.
Surrender! Stand for
Mighty impressive since he's come off the bench tonight, Cruz Leeming. Brough, short to Okumatai. The roaring run from him up to and over the halfway line. Last tackle here though for Huddersfield. Expect the kick from Brough. Oh no, it's come back! Great ball to Gaskell. Gaskell then finds Hinchcliffe. Oh! Hinchcliffe gives it away to Junior Sau.
Great play from Huddersfield. Hinchcliffe, I'm sure when he gets back he'll think to himself, what am I doing? They've got the ball, they've made the break in a commanding position, and then he passes to Junior Sau.
And it was forward as well.
Yeah,
a mile forward.
Huddersfield are a good attacking side. They saw that Craig Kopchak couldn't get back, so they went down, they went straight at the heart, picked out the point of the arrow and just attacked midfield.
Well, game changers all over the shop tonight. That poor pass from Hinchcliffe, the video referee decision in the corner. Here is Robert Louis for Salford as they look to try and secure this victory. Over 50 minutes now they've held the lead. Tompkins into centre field and he finds Dobson. Dobson then gives it to Lamatazi.
They could do with a repeat set of 6 here. Salford.
Tompkins to Dobson. Dobson to O'Brien. Junior Sow goes down. You're right, can they get the extra set or can they get something else down the short side or in centre field? They come open, they find Dobson, into the in-goal area it goes. Tompkins is looking for it, and to the rescue, that man Leeming.
Yeah, well, this is what they were after. He was setting up the field position. Nice little kick from Dobson, and a good chase as well from Logan Tompkins.
But when you're trying to close a game out at the end, I suppose the accuracy of your kicks become even more important than the rest of the match. We saw Gareth O'Brien's one that trapped the Giants deep in the corner. Now another one to force a goal line dropout. The accuracy and the effectiveness of those kicks are going to determine the winner here.
O'Brien's underneath the dropout from Danny Brough. He gives it then to Lamatazi again. Back where he probably thinks he belongs at Salford after his year at St Helens. Top Jack.
Played his best rugby at Salford, didn't he, in 2015, Lamatazi?
That's why Saints bought him. Tompkins goes left. Dobson into Tarzai again.
Thank you once again for your continued support.
Go 3.
Tompkins. Here is Robert Louis. Now Josh Jones. Bounces off Rapira. Bounces off 2 more. Bounces off Rapira again. That's a hell of a run.
Wow.
Oh,
that's a try.
Has he got this over? He has, you know. What a try from Josh Jones. A try that will probably win the match. What a try. What an effort. Sam Rapira is not too impressed with something. The referee's given the try, though.
Big effort, wasn't it?
What an effort.
Absolutely. Immense run. You can see him. It's taken all the energy out of him. He gets the ball. There's not too much on. There's defenders in front of him. Sam Rapira is one of the best defenders in Super League. We've already talked about Cruz Leeming and what an influence he's had on this game. Nobody goes down around the legs. Nobody tries to stop momentum. They're all up high. And Josh Jones keeps going. What's available? I'll keep going. I'll keep going. I'll keep going, and I'll get a try. Great stuff.
That's a huge effort.
Isn't it?
Just 4 minutes to go. Look at the leg drive here. He gets rid of Sam Rapira twice. He gets rid of Cruz Leeming and Nicky Heath-Ball. That's an effort. That is an effort.
Well, do you know what? There are similarities to that try than the one that Andrew Fafita scored to win the NRL Grand Final with Cronulla. And we'll see Andrew Fafita's Cronulla side on Sunday. I think even he will be impressed by the effort, on an effort there by Josh Jones to go on and win this game here. Bouncing one after another off. Maybe they're tired, but I don't know their effect. They weren't able to stop the big fella, and he certainly knew that when he had that ball, another try would seal at 2 points. He's put them in the bag.
Yes, he has. Great effort from Josh Jones. And you know, he got 2 tries, did Josh Jones, last year in the 30-31 defeat at home by Huddersfield. O'Brien has added the extras. It's 8 points. There's only 4 minutes left. And Marwan Kukash, I think, can rest assured his men are going home tonight with the points, unless Huddersfield do a Salford in the £1 million match and grab 2 tries in the last couple of minutes.
You know, Ian Watson will be proud of his troops here. Huddersfield go short. They get the ball as well, did he? Is it a knock-on from Salford? Yeah, there it is.
And it's a 0 tackle. 7 to go from here then.
Could get your wish, Eddie.
20 points from Gareth O'Brien tonight of the 28 that Salford have scored. Huddersfield looking for a miracle. Leeming gives it to Briley. Here is Brough. Brough then short ball to Mellor. 2 tries tonight. Be sad for him if he ends up on the losing side with a couple of tries. Brough, short ball. Ikehifo. They bring him down. They know what a threat he is. 3 minutes to go, 8-point ball game. Leeming to Hinchcliffe. Hinchcliffe to Brough, long pass. How did he get hold of that? But he did manage to. Jermaine McGilvray. Briley, Brough again, high and wide to the left-hand side. Off the arms of Murphy, knock on. Here goes Greg Johnson.
Well, you've got to say that game, set and match. They dealt with that then. Salford, there was a lot of movement around the ball carrier as Justin Carney goes backwards to come forward.
Oh, here he goes. Here goes Carney. Looks like they had him by the collar then, but they didn't. They got him down eventually 10 metres inside their own half of the field. Great run. Great tackle, though, from Lawrence. But offside, it's not standing square. 2 points, says Ian Watson, wrap it up.
Yeah,
2 points, take the 2 and wrap it up.
Take the game away. That right arm fend from Justin Carney. Look, he goes forwards, then he goes backwards, gets around a couple of players. Very strong. Danny Brough. Well, he wouldn't want to see that effort again going into him, but look at that handoff. Straight into the face of Lee Gaskell.
It looked like he'd injured himself at the back end of that play, but it lifted his team, and Ian Watson, barring a disaster here, will know that his side at times have been outplayed by the Giants, but they've just hung in, and they've took the chances. And that man, when he's had the, I think he pulled his hamstring, something seemed to ping or pop at the back end of that. But it's been hard work and it's been effort. It hasn't been pretty, it hasn't been perfect, but it's been enough.
Remember, this game brought forward, as is the one tomorrow night from round 11, because these two teams and tomorrow's combatants have got to play in the Challenge Cup the extra round this year because they finished bottom 4 in 2016. Salford, with Gareth O'Brien, make sure that they're going home with the points. 22 personal points for Gareth O'Brien out of the 30 that Salford have scored. And we're in the last minute, and Salford get their first win of the season.
Yeah, very good performance. A lot of character within that side, and those fans will be really happy. Yeah, they didn't get the points last week against Wigan, but they'll pick up some valuable league points this year and avoid that £1 million game.
2 tries and 7 goals from 7 for Gareth O'Brien. Ikehefo again with a good run. Well, Carney, if he has got a pulled hamstring, didn't show any signs of it then. Got him down with the tackle. Here is Michael Lawrence. Just looking for consolation now because there's only 15 seconds remaining. Hands in on the ball, penalty. Leeming with the tap. Finds Briley. Briley gives it to Hinchcliffe. Hinchcliffe goes down. 5 seconds remaining. Jones is all over the top of him. Should have been a penalty, that, really. There's the siren. There's the kick from Brough. Kopczak runs the ball dead. Salford and their supporters celebrate, as does the coach, Ian Watson. That's a tremendous win for them here at the Huddersfield Giants. A ground Rich Stone is left to rue what might have been. It's a ground that has been really kind to Salford over the recent past. They have won 4 in a row now on this ground. And this is an important win for them in the context of this season. Huddersfield, having finished 12th last year, putting on top of the table tonight with a victory. 2 wins from 2, but it was not to be. Brough tried his best, but it is Salford. And the try from Josh Jones settled it underneath the posts in the last few minutes. Rich Stone scratches his head.